All right, I'm back. I've made my cuts. As you can see, I've taken half a section out. See, I left my black marks so you could see them. There you go. All the way through. So what you can see I have now are a short and a long. And if I point these toward you, another short and a long. Let me try to hold them for you as best I can. There you go. And you can see I have two short and two long, each piece of which has had a little section taken out of it. We're going to need to match up a short and a long and a short and a long. So let me show you how we're going to do that. These pieces are going to overlap, and that's going to be our pivot point when we go to put the stand together. So the easiest process to drill that, I'm going to turn this around this way so you can see the labeling. You can see we have a 34.5 and a 30. They nicely overlap each other. And what I want to do now is drill a hole right in the center that will go through both sections. Now, ideally, of course, I want them to line up. So that means once I start drilling, I don't want to have to stop. And if I don't stop here, I'm going to drill right into the makerspace table, and they would be very upset about that with me. So here's how we're going to do this. First of all, we're going to put these under some support pieces. I'm just going to use some of the pieces I'll be using later on because it's fine. Put one under here, put one under here, and then, so I may reckon on the list, scrap 2x4. Just plop it in under there. Now, you have something you can hold in place and drill right through. So let's get some measurements. Again, we only need one hole. So I want to mark that hole from where the two pieces come together with my Sharpie. Going to be halfway down, so that's going to be roughly 1.5 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to look for the center point, which is 3/4 of an inch on these boards. And I now have a hole that lines up. Next step, of course, drill the hole. That's going to mean a drill driver. So make sure you use this very carefully. Wear your safety goggles. In fact, I probably ought to go get mine. Let me stop the video and go get those. All right, I'm back with my safety goggles on. So let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. We have two half pieces lined up, half and half. We've made our measurements of putting a hole 1.5 inches in from the end and 3/4 in from the sides. I've lined up both pieces to save a little time. So now we're just going to take our drill. Notice I've put a support piece under here. We're going to just drill our hole, go right on through one, come over here, go right on through the other. All right, and that should give us a short and a long, and a short and a long. Nicely matched up with a hole in it that I can put a bolt through. That's the whole idea. Put that bolt in there, so, oops. There we go. So that this can pivot. That's what it's for. So we've got this to where it can pivot. Perfect. Okay. And now, so that I keep the pieces straight, I've labeled these, since I need a short and a long for each one. I've labeled this one short and long L for left, and short and long R for right. And that's how we're going to position them when we assemble the completed horn. All right, that's it for this segment. In the next segment, we're going to show you how to connect the cross pieces that allow the triangle stand to hold its shape. Be right back with you.